Well, it's official. We're out of food. And while it doesn't matter that we're out of people food, it does matter that we're out of kitten food. So I'm going to have to take a run to the grocery store, and it's very close to Salvation Army. So if my car turns into the parking lot, I just don't know what I can do about it. We'll see what happens. Let's go. I can already feel the car pulling in the direction of Salvation Army. And here we are. Ooh, and look at that beautiful dogwood tree. I think it's a dogwood tree. All right, we are here. It is good to be in a thrift store. And I'm just checking out the shelves. Actually, I'm seeing quite a few things that were here the last time I was here, so not as much turnover as I might have expected. Cute little trinket box. Not old. This is kind of interesting. What do you think that is? Maybe a candle stand. Looks like some studio pottery in pretty blue and green colors. These dishes are so interesting. I love the design on them. And they are Mikasa, English countryside, $6.99 for this big stack. That is intriguing. These roses look like they're past their prime. Strange centerpiece. And I see some interesting black and white things, very monochromatic in this section. And this matches the Mikasa plates I just saw, this little sugar and creamer, $3.99. I wonder if that's for just the sugar or both. Nope, that must be for both because there's no price on the creamer. So that's actually not bad. And this is a gorgeous plate as well. I love the flowers on this. Farberware, hydrangeas. Oh, that's really beautiful. And here are the dinner plates. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of dining pieces today. 1, 2, 3, 4 dinner plates. And these look like soup bowls or pasta bowls. 1, 2, 3 of these. And then there's this nice big serving bowl with a random little black sticker on it. This is $2.99. That's not bad at all. This whole set might be a go, actually. And here's more Mikasa. Oh my gosh. So we've got dinner plates. We've got some salad plates or soup plates. Let's see. Yeah, all the same pattern. $6.99 for this stack. So yeah, this is all going in my cart. Wow, nice find. I saw this piece last time I was here. This would actually look pretty. I have a bathroom with green tile in it, but I know the cats would smash that to bits. I'm just checking out this little set. Imperial china. This is a pretty little decorative plate. $2.99, made in Korea. And this is an Arca Christmas plate, it looks like, but it is really like wedged in there, so I think I'm just gonna let it be. See some Corningware. It's quite a fair bit of Corningware, actually. I have a full set myself. And this tray is fantastic. I really like the old-fashioned cars on this, but it's got that little rust mark, so even the paint doesn't bother me that much, but that rust mark is a no. And let's see what else. Just a few little bits and pieces. Cute little piece, not marked. And I like this teapot quite a bit. It's really nice, but it's got a chip in the top. Too bad. $9.99 for that. I don't know what color is on sale today. I should have checked that when I came in. Nice little measuring cup. If this was Pyrex, I'd probably pick it up. That's a funny little plastic piece. I really like this little wall display. This reminds me of a wall display that is in the video She Holds Dearly. I don't know if you ever watched that channel, but there's something, she just redid her bathroom and she has something very similar. It's a nice piece. Bills. Some are paid and some are due. Some are old and some are new. Let's pay them now. No more past due. Seems like good advice. And a managing change checklist with a very strange acronym. And an adorable horse for $5.99. These tins are kind of fun. They're not super old, but they're really neat. This would be fun to bring a bottle of wine to someone in. And this looks like some kind of souvenir trinket holder. Nothing of value, but kind of fun. These candlesticks are really pretty, $3.99. And this is a cute little set as well. Very different shape, but also has kind of a nice cut and would look pretty on any dining room table, really. $1.99, can't beat that. This poor lamp has been here for weeks and weeks and weeks. I can't believe nobody has snagged it, as I would do if I had any room for it. Maybe that's the problem for everyone else. It's a cute little display of green glass. I like when they group the light colors. It makes a nice impact. This is kind of a cool plate. I like this piece. And it's arcopal French. It's French, but there are a lot of utensil marks on this. I don't know if you can see that at all, but yeah, a lot of utensil marks, so I'm gonna let that go. Nice plate though. I like the design in this. False craft, $3.99. Here's my cart, so I'm gonna do a quick test to make sure nothing is nicked or chipped, but I think I'm good. And I'll just take a quick gander at the clothing. And way back there, there's some furniture. You see that sofa? A few pieces. All right, I think I'm happy with my purchases. I'm gonna head home at this point. That was unexpectedly successful. I just planned to pop into Salvation Army really fast because it was so close to the grocery store, and I ended up finding some really good things. I can't wait to get home and check everything out. All right, friends, you are about to witness an act of amazing restraint on my part, because look to your right and you are going to see that I am passing Savers. And I am not turning in the parking lot. I am going straight home. I have bought enough. I'm behind in my listings. I have work to do. I do not need to go to Savers. Say it with me. I do not need to go to Savers. Okay, you're about to witness amazing act of self-restraint, part 2. I am driving past Starbucks. I am not going into Starbucks. Holy moly, am I being good today? Well, right now I'm being good. Here was the essential purchase of the day. I have 2 kitty cats that are going to be very ready for their lunch. So let's feed them. This is hard to do with one hand. Voila. All right, let's feed the critters. Hey, pretty. Come on. Come on. Andy, you ready for food? You ready, my friends? Okay, let's eat. So I realize I already showed all of this to you in the cart, and it's a lot of the same kind of stuff, but different serving pieces. So this is beautiful. This is Farberware. This does not seem very old at all. 1999, in fact, hydrangea, which is my favorite flower of all time. These are beautiful. I absolutely love them. I don't love the cat on the dining room table, so let's remove the cat. So I got this big platter, this serving bowl, a stack of plates, 1, 2, 3, 4 dinner plates, 1, 2, 3 bowls. And they also had teacups and saucers, but they were demi-tasse teacups. and I actually decided to pass on them. They did not have like a beautiful shape. They didn't hold much by way of coffee or tea. Those kinds of things take up a lot of room in my storage. So I don't know, that might have been a mistake, but I decided to pass on them. I also bought this beautiful Mikasa set. I love this. Oops. I absolutely love this. It's so pretty. Oops. Let me show you the back. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. Let me go back. This was $2.99. The serving platter was $2.99. The stack of dishes was $4.99. The bowls were $3.99, and that wasn't each. That was for the stack. So really, really good prices on these. I love the set. I would use this for my own set, to be honest, if I didn't already have a set that I loved. This is lovely. But anyway, back to the Mikasa, which I also really like. It's English countryside. Oven to table to dishwasher, safe for microwave oven, Malaysia E. Anyway, I bought this really pretty serving bowl, and I bought and this, I'm so bad, sorry. This was $3.99, but it was half off. So the yellow tag was half off. All of this stuff I'm about to show you is half off. This creamer and sugar set, that was $2.99 for both. Really, really pretty. I bought these dinner plates. Let me get over to this side of the table. These were $6.99 plus 50% off. And again, look at this elegant pattern. It's so nice. And then all of these little salad plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. $6.99 for the stack. And then these little pasta bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or soup bowls. $6.99. So I was very happy with this set. I've been on the lookout for some really pretty dishes for my sister-in-law. She had mentioned to me that she would like a little set with maybe a table setting for 8. So I've been on the lookout for her. She wants something that can go in the dishwasher and, you know, something that will really hold up. She doesn't want to be fussy with it, which I can certainly understand. I wish there were enough of either of these settings to offer them to her because these are gorgeous. But there's not really enough here to make it worth her while. So I'll probably pop these on my eBay store. I'll definitely pop these on my eBay store at some point when I have a spare moment. But for a very quick kind of impromptu stop, I'm very, very pleased with what I found.
In a departure from the kinds of things we usually do together, I thought I would actually do an unboxing segment with you. You're probably wondering what this has to do with thrifting. Turns out, a lot. So, a few months ago, I thrifted this Dooney and Burke bag that I absolutely love. My intention at the time was to sell it, but I became obsessed with it. And I'm gonna tell you that right now, for my life, this is the perfect bag. And I'm gonna show you why that is. See, I can wear it crossbody, which is great, because it keeps my hands free when I'm shopping and thrifting. And the bag isn't so big that it's knocking into things, but it's big enough that it can hold a lot, including my full-size wallet, which I love. This was a gift from my husband years and years and years ago, and I love it. I love the red accents. It just reminds me of a certain time, and I love to have a bag big enough that can hold it, and my sunglasses, and my lip balm, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this is, for me, right now, the perfect bag. So now that it's spring and summer is coming, I thought it would be so fun to have a more spring-like version of this bag because the orange is really pretty. I love it, actually. But it doesn't really make me think of, like, summertime. So I thought, let me see if I can find a really good priced one on eBay. So I did. And I'm gonna unwrap this with you now. Hopefully I'll like it. Okay, just took my sweater off. All right, let's see how this is. I'm gonna put the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. And here it is. Oh my goodness. I love it. Very similar to the one I already have. I'm gonna adjust the straps a little bit. Oh no, actually I can't. So, oh no, here it is. I can adjust it just by one rung. So I'm gonna do that and give myself a little bit of extra room. But here is a comparison of the two bags. You can see they're pretty similar, not exactly the same, but still sort of same like long, skinny shape. And I can still wear this with my hands free. Actually, I wish this was a little bit longer. So not quite as long as this bag. This is not dignified, but you can see the difference. But that's okay. I think it still gets the job done. And I like the colors. And actually, I really like that it has the classic duck detail, which mine does not have. You can see mine just has the little logo. And it has the feet, which I really like. And I'll use some leather conditioner on this so that it has a nicer shine to it. And let's see what it looks like inside. Oh, it also has this nice heavy, I don't know what you call it, the heavy tag with the duck. I like that too a lot, actually. And inside, it is very clean. So yeah, I think this will be a nice alternative. I'll give this a shine and a buff. Like I said, I'll do some leather conditioning, and I think it will be really good to go. So a little different from what I was thinking, but I think it's gonna work really well. Very happy with it. One thing is for sure, as an eBay seller myself, I know how important it is to leave feedback, so I will definitely give this seller thumbs up. I thought I'd show you how pretty these Mikasa plates look. I stacked them up. Aren't they elegant? Look at all the detail in these. That's the glare of the light. You see all of the lattice work and the strawberries and the leaves. I'm worried that when I take the picture for eBay, all this great detail is not going to show up properly. But I think they're so elegant and so versatile. This could really be just like an everyday set, or it could be something you use for special occasions, depending on what you needed. And they're so great because then when you're done, you can just pop them in the dishwasher, which is so, so nice. So anyway, I thought it would be fun to show you this as a place setting. I have more than a place setting for 4. I have a place setting for 6, but you get the general idea. Yeah, I'm really happy. I think they're so beautiful. I hope somebody loves them as much as I do. I just want to show you how beautiful this set looks against the yellow of our kitchen cabinets. Isn't that so, so pretty? And it even looks nice against the countertop. It's a beautiful set. So anyway, I want to show you what this looks like laid out. Here it is. And see how pretty this is. And I have a serving bowl and a serving plate as well that go with this set. And I have 3 soup bowls. I don't have 4, but I think this gives you a sense of how pretty it looks together. I just think this is really pretty. I think it is a beautiful day for a walk. So I'm gonna take you up the road. I took you down the street a few videos ago, but this time we're gonna go in the opposite direction so I can show you more of this pretty historic neighborhood. Let's go.
Just want to show you that my wisteria is coming into bud. I'm really excited. It's off to a good start. And my roses are about to bud as well. And my pretty white irises are also looking fabulous. I've got some purple ones over on this side. But you can see now why I named my little white kitty Iris, because it reminds me of some of my favorite flowers. I desperately need to get out here and do some serious gardening. We won't even look at the weeds. They're pretty bad. Okay, we're gonna go out of our garden gate. Eric just restored this fence this past summer/fall. I can't remember exactly when. He did a great job. And the first house that we're gonna see was built in 1862. It's known as the Galpin Store. And there was an earlier building on the site that burned down, but this one ran as a general store until the 1950s, which is really interesting. And this next house is known as Samuel Porter House and was built in 1786. And the gentleman who lived here actually ran the store that I just showed you, and he was also the postmaster. And I'm going to show you something related to that in just a minute. So we're coming up to this little brownstone marker, and this is one of the few markers left from Benjamin Franklin's time. He devised a system to charge postage based on distance, so that marker tells the post rider that it was 11 miles to the next stop in Hartford, which I think is so cool. The gardens here are usually gorgeous and lush. It's just still a little too early in the season to get the full sense of it. So we're gonna head back in the direction we came in so we can cross the street and I can get on a sidewalk. This white house is called the Elijah Loveland Tavern, and we're gonna go up these brownstone stairs. There's a lot of brownstone in this neighborhood because there is a huge brownstone quarry in Middletown, which is very close by. But anyway, that house used to have a ballroom in it, but it was torn down in the 1800s. It must have been pretty fabulous. There's another viewpoint of the properties we just left, and that little yellow house at the edge is mine. It's a really pretty house, that blue house with the red door. The fence could use a good power wash. We get so much like sort of that greenish, mossy look over the winter. All of the houses get that. That's the Elishama Brandegee Jr. house that ran as a series of private schools for many, many years in the 1900s, but it's privately owned now. It's so nice to see the trees coming into bloom and the shrubs coming back up. That house down the long driveway is really pretty. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the house on the left in just a second. So that white building that I'm showing you right here is known as Brandegee Hall. It was built in 1884. It's an unusual example of Swiss chalet style architecture. And that building has been a bowling alley, a playhouse with a stage, and it was town hall for almost 100 years. Now it's privately owned, and I think they just use it for storage. It's definitely seen better days. This blue house with a covered porch is really pretty. And look at that ornate set of stairs. That makes me think that there was perhaps a fancier house there in the 1700s, early 1800s. So many of the properties here were lost to fire, which is a shame. Like you can see, there would have been a house to the right of that yellow house, but that's long gone. It's a really pretty Queen Anne style house with the porches. This house is so awesome. This is the Leland Gwatkin house. It was built in 1895. It's really unusual because it combines Queen Anne style and craftsman style. And in the 1900s, it was actually the site where the trolley from New Britain would stop and turn around. So this whole street had trolley tracks at one point. This awesome wrought iron fence is so cool. I just love it. It goes on for ages. And so we'll just keep on walking so I can show you the next property. This is, by the way, all part of a historic walking tour. You can download the brochure and it will tell you all about it. This is the Edmund Boldero House. He was the second minister of the Worthington Meeting House, but apparently was let go because of his uncontrollable temper. This building also served as a post office for a period of time. Check out that gate. Oh, I absolutely love that. It's so neat. Right here, you see that dark gray house with the iron gate. We'll talk about that some more later. And that big, tall Queen Anne house is the Charles Gillen house. That was built in 1895. This house is stunning. This is the George Porter house, and it was built in 1770. Check out that little pathway to like a secret garden. Makes me feel like I'm back in time. I love all of the trim work on this house. The owners keep it in such nice shape. I wanted to show you this cool old barn. Isn't that awesome? It's in really nice shape. And this is a really important house. It was known as the Fuller Tavern. We'll look at that a little bit again in a few minutes, but it was built in 1769 and was visited by George Washington on November 10th, 1789. George Washington actually recorded it in his diary, so we know for a fact that he stayed there. It was also a Masonic Lodge meeting house for a long period of time. We're just gonna go down this sidewalk and turn because I wanna show you one house that's not on the street, but I think is worth checking out. So we're gonna do that, and the sun is gonna be a little bit in our eyes. Unfortunately, you can already see the glare, but I think you'll enjoy taking a little peek. And check out this little, I don't know if it's a garage that's meant to look like a barn or if it's a barn that was converted into a garage, but I really like it. I'm a sucker for a barn. And check out this little table left on the side of the street for somebody to pick up. It's missing its glass topper, but I bet this was really nice in its day. If I were more ambitious, I would pick that up, but I'm not fitting glass into that thing today. You can see all of the shrubbery that's used for a privacy screen. And we're moving up to what's known as the Charles Jarvis House, which was built in 1905. He was the head of the Berlin Iron Bridge Company, found in 1870, and it became Berlin Steel Construction later on. But this is a really large 2.5-story Tudor Revival mansion. This property had its own bowling alley back in the day. There also used to be a barn and a tower, but that burned to the ground in the 1970s. The current owner seems to have a great fondness for garden statues, so I showed you some of them, but there's a lot more behind the privacy shield, and I'm not going to be that intrusive today or any other day. That would not be nice. I'm just showing you a little bit further down the street so I can give you a good peek of this fabulous barn and some outbuildings. All of the barns are just fabulous in this neighborhood. So I just want to show you this fence because the Jarvis house used to go on for acres and acres and acres. And so now you can still see traces of the fence going beyond what is the current property line. So just a neat place. I love this carport, and look at the details on that and the stonework. It's really beautiful. Would love to see the inside of that. This section of sidewalk is so narrow, the shrubbery is forcing me to lean left, but we will get through it. I like this dark gray house with the trim. I don't believe this is an old house. Gotta really watch the sidewalks around here because there's a lot of heaving and a lot of hills. It's a much easier walk if you go down the opposite side of the street. But today we're doing something a little different. And I hope you're enjoying this walk. The weather is fabulous. I really enjoy living in a neighborhood with these sidewalks. It just makes it so walkable. I'll show you another barn. I'm gonna go down the street a little further so we can see it better. And think this is a good spot, and I will zoom in. Another great red barn. And we'll just keep going. We're starting to approach Maple Hill Cemetery, which is really beautiful and historic. It's considered to be a very classic example of a New England rural cemetery, and it has graves going back to the 1700s. And there's, of course, a driveway and sidewalks and things, so you can walk through here, never with dogs. Of course, I don't have the dogs with me today. But it's just a beautiful, peaceful spot. This is a beautiful fence with an arch. You can see that this was donated by Albert Morton in 1922. I'm gonna go a little further and turn around so you can see the shape of it a little bit better. Yeah, there it is. Simple but elegant. And we'll just take a little walk through. I'm not gonna show you a whole lot here because I don't wanna be disrespectful in any way. I hope nobody feels I am being disrespectful by even taking this walk through. I'm certainly being very quiet and very thoughtful about, obviously, the nature of this place. My own mother-in-law is interred here, actually, in the newer part of the cemetery. But here are some of the older stones. Look how fabulous. This one's from 1850. The carving on these is really spectacular. And I want to show you this one. It's really hard to see, but do you see the hand shaking there? And you can see the circular details. These could use a good restoration, but they are just so beautiful. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the neighborhood as we continue to walk through. The road that we were walking on before, the main road, was originally known as Berlin Street. It was just a dirt road in the 17 and 1800s, and it was a really busy place with taverns, tin shops, blacksmiths, cabinet makers, coopers, saddlers, wagon makers, tailors, and hatters. It was actually part of the Boston Post Road until the 1940s when the Berlin Turnpike was built and traffic was rerouted. But back in the day, it was apparently common to see stagecoaches driving between Boston and New York. Originally, this area was known for its role in the tin trade. Tin goods were transported and sold by traveling Yankee peddlers in their wagons, which is now a term commonly associated with Connecticut and New England in general. I would give a lot to be able to go back in time and see that. And then during the late 1800s, wealthy businessmen began to build magnificent homes here, and we can still see some examples of those. I didn't show you many. I'm mostly showing you the colonial section of the neighborhood because that's my favorite, but there are other examples of very large homes built in the early 1900s. In 1974, the Berlin Historic District was formed to preserve these old houses in the neighborhood, which is really great so that they stay intact for future generations. There's the tavern again. And I personally complain sometimes because the Historic Society can make it difficult to do improvements and repairs to your home. But on the other hand, if they weren't that way, we would lose so much history. We already lost a lot, certainly to just fire and time, but we would lose a lot more if they weren't so vigilant. So I think we all owe them a debt of gratitude. I'm going to cross the street here again so I can show you some of these other houses in more detail. Check out this fence. Isn't this fabulous? I love the details in this fence. It's really good, but there isn't much sidewalk here. Actually, there's no sidewalk here, so I have to be careful. It is a very busy street, but I am just making sure no cars are coming at me at 80 miles an hour. And I'm showing you another example of this fabulous red house where the trolley used to turn around. I actually thought it was a trolley station, but apparently that is not the case. So here is a closer look. Can you imagine just sitting on that covered porch all day with your iced tea and a good book? That would be a really nice time. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna insert a couple of pictures here to show you because I think they're really neat. Here is a really old photograph of the trolley tracks being laid, which is so interesting. You can see that sort of big house in the background is mine, and to the right of that is the old Galpin store. So back in the day, trolley tracks ran back and forth down this street, and it must have been quite a sight. Here is a great view of the Galpin store, complete with a horse and carriage right in front of it. Isn't that amazing? Again, my house is to the left of it, which you can't see, but check out that awesome fence. And the front porch, of course, is now long gone. Here's a really fun photograph of the Galpin store. You can see all of the customers out in front, somebody with a bicycle. You can see the great old covered porch. It must have been a hopping place in its day. Here's the last picture I want to show you. You can see the Galpin store on the right, and to the left is our house, which is called the Ashale Hart House, built in 1785. Ashale was a tailor and maintained a shop in the back. When he died, his son Freedom Hart took over the property and used the shop to make tortoiseshell combs. He was also active in state legislature. So that's our little walk for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought I'd show you what's going on here. Eric has been sheetrocking. So you can see that these walls are all new. All the old crumbling plaster is down. And I just have to watch my step. And he's put all of this up. I helped a little focus on little. Still needs some right there. Look at all this work that he did. Oof, that's a lot. So of course he's gonna have to tape this and sand it and prime it. And I think we're gonna do wallpaper here because the walls are super uneven because of course this is an almost 250-year-old house. So when you have a house that old, you have to be willing to get creative, and that's okay. So that's what I have for you today. This video covered a lot of territory. We did a little thrifting, we did a little unboxing, we fed the cats, we took a walk, you name it, it's in there. And sometimes, you know, that's just how life rolls. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. You can hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.